Opponent's playing Portalcraft. Honestly, in a Portalcraft mirror, I think it's greedy, but I'm gonna keep both Orcus. If they're puppets with a really aggressive draw, I could get punished, but I think that's fine. So, for people that haven't seen Portalcraft before, it's one of the more mechanically complicated classes in this game with these artifact cards. So you have a bunch of art cards that generate these gears, and these gears fuse into different things. And I'm gonna get punished here with an aggressive start from it looks like. They fuse into either a striker artifact that's a 5/1, or this 4-tier artifact which is a 3/1. And then you turn these into different things that power up and can heal you or hurt your opponent's board, etc. I think it's important that I just kill their 3/2 this turn. Bullet from Beyond can do that. We're gonna go ahead and fuse these because it combines them together and means my hand's not gonna get over full. And this one could go ahead and kill this, and that puts 2 into my hand. And then I have a hard hand size limit of 9, so I want to go ahead and fuse these into another one here as well, so we don't overdraw next turn. Rukina here with its evolution will help us stabilize the board a little bit here, which is nice. Be curious to see, yeah, okay, so they're not using their evolution aggressively, which is good for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and she adds 2 gears to my hand. I'm gonna go ahead and fuse this into this. Oh, I guess I could just, with the game I could actually just Doomright Ward, right? So Doomright Ward, when she evolves, she puts a copy of one of my artifacts into play. And this Omega artifact deals 3 damage to everything on my opponent's board at the end of the turn. Again, I need to just go ahead and keep fusing so that way my hand's not over full. So I don't need to attack here because at the end of my turn, this is going to sweep their board.
Dude, watch the thingamajig.
We're at 13 defense here, but one of the artifacts this can fuse into, one of the artifacts we can fuse into heals us every turn. This mostly cleans us out, that lets them kill that. They're a little bit short on being able to attack for this, so Stream of Life lets them finish, and then we're going to have a fully empty board here, which I think is solid for us.
Don't move. Impressive.
Oh, they have those, okay. This was actually a really good drop, because I get to go ahead and play this Ancient Cannon out now, which in addition to giving us 1 artifact, also says whenever I fuse 2 artifacts, I deal 2 damage to one of my opponent's things at random. So we get to do that and hit it for 2, and then this artifact recharge gives us 2 artifacts, which I can then fuse into another one, which lets me deal another 2 to this and clean it out.
Never forgive.
There's 2 big payoffs for having all of these artifacts in my deck. One of them is Ralmia, who can put 3 different artifacts from my hand into play as copies, so you get to keep the originals. And then eventually, if you get the Alpha, the Beta, and the Omega, you get to summon up this 10/10 that kind of does some crazy stuff on the board for you. An opponent's definitely taking a very aggressive position here. This is the one that deals 3 to my face directly. What's my plan here? I ideally don't want to play these artifacts out because I want to be able to I want to be able to have copies for Ralmia to put into play. So let's look at me some artifacts in my hand. When I evolve her, she creates a striker artifact on the board, which is a 5/1 with rush. So the 5/1's gonna let me hit this, and then this can hit this, and then I can go ahead and fuse. I kind of got to this side, so I'm really far off. I need more health to buffer my health total. So I think I actually want a second healing artifact because I'm pretty far off of putting the 10 drop into play. So I think I'm gonna fuse this into one of these and get a second alpha. So that way next turn when I Ralmia, I can drop 2 healing artifacts into play. Now, one thing that's a little bit awkward here is my hand's at 8 cards, and when Elise dies, she gives me another gear, meaning if this dies, which is likely, they're going to be able to they're going to be able to brick a draw on me. This is a good start for us. I wonder if they're gonna super evolve here or not.
I have no regrets.
Okay, so no super evolve is good for me. So you have a hard space size limit of you can't have more than 5 cards on the board. So I'm gonna go ahead and attack with this.
Watch the thingamajig.
And now we've survived to the point where I get to start playing my 8 drops down, which should mean we end up in a pretty good spot here. So Ralmia drops down and gives me copies of each of these that are permanent. So each of these is going to heal me for 3, and this one's going to deal 3 to their board here. So I'm going to go up to 16, and we're going to kill the thing.
Not the end.
I've got a ton of gas left in the tank now. We're at parity in terms of super evolutions here. And I'm a little bit ahead on board. I'm a lot of bit ahead on board, but usually board straight out in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if they had their own Ralmia here, for example. Yeah, one of the things that makes this artifact archetype so powerful is that it has so much flexibility.
Follow me.
So when you need board sweepers, you can make board sweepers. You need life, you can make life. And this one that my opponent made, these are temporary, so I don't have to worry about these doing anything to me in the long term here. I think I want to just go ahead and play Sylvie here as a gain 4.
This land
Just
is
keep my
both
life total
barren
high.
and grave.
You can't play this card due to a card's effect? What does that mean? What am I missing? Why can't I play this? Oh, this is a gear. I'm dumb. I thought this was the make 2. My brain is bad. Ignore me. My brain was like, why can't I make 2 things? I was like, I'm playing this to clear my hand space. This is
It is what it is.
my brain. It's our first match of the morning. I was like, I'm missing something. Is it crazy to play an Orcus without anything else in play? My hand's a little clunked up. I think I'm just playing an Orcus and smacking them for 1. We're definitely not burning a super evolve.
Let down your guard.
I think I want to put. I just want to be like, okay, you need to do something to interface with my board. To the person on the YouTube side that says double Orcus in the opener keep was wild, I think this game's playing out in a spot that shows why you're deeply and incredibly wrong. Like, the Portalcraft mirror match is not ending almost ever before we get to a point where I can play my Orcuses out. And it is very perfectly reasonable to put myself in a spot where I have a bunch of top end in a game that's going to go to a spot where I'm gonna get to play that top end out. So if I was playing against something like Swordcraft, for example, yes, keeping 2 8s in my opener is insanity. But when I'm playing against a deck that's not going to be pressuring my life total, and it's going to be about who has more bombs when we get to 10 plus energy, because we're going to get there, keeping cards that mean I'm going to be in that favorable position is a very reasonable thing to be doing.
All paths lead to extinction.
Oh, I'm actually in a spot where I don't have...
Free of entropy.
Huh. This has aura. And because I played my I made a second healing artifact, I actually can't big bot them back. So I can Orcus and kill their thing with Orcus, but my pause here is me trying to conclude, can I survive an Orcus out of them? And I don't think I can, right? Is what it ends up coming down to here. Oh, you know what I can do? Is I could do this into this, into Super Evolve,
Lend me your strength.
into fuse this, into here, into this hits here, this kills here, and then this heals me up to 10. So I know this play looks a little funky, but this play gets me out of dead to Orcus range, which they're 18 cards into their deck here, so they're very likely to have an Orcus. So I need to get my life total above 8 in this spot, so I don't die to Orcus.
Lend me your strength.
And now they're out of Super Evolves, which means Orcus is no longer scary. I do need to get my life total above 10 so I don't die to another big bot. But once I get my life total above 10, I don't think they're in a spot where they could really come back out of this. Yeah, and I could just Orcus them this turn, which is great. While also advancing my board. And Orcus actually means I don't know exactly how many they have. They're probably a little bit off the big bot right now. But I can oh my. Oh me oh my. Well that's definitely the play then, yes. Fuse. So like this puts me off of getting towards my big bot again, but I'm gonna have enough eventually anyways. I don't think they can win if I just like heal to infinite here. So let's do this. I don't even have to use a super evolution. Heal 6. I was surprised to see so many streamers playing Shadowverse Worlds Beyond unsponsored, but I haven't seen anyone play the regular game in years. It is hard to put into words how feature complete and excellent this client is compared to every other digital card game I've ever played, basically. The graphics are incredible and the gameplay is stellar. It really, really just kinda has it all. I Orcusing now? I think I might be Orcusing now. Yeah, and also the framing the question is why are people playing the brand new game when no one's playing the one from 10 years ago is also. Yeah, it's time for Orcus to pivot here. They played these out without making copies, meaning they are like completely out of gas here.
Only ransom I take is blood.
And the way this game played out really hammers home why I think keeping the double Orcus in the Portalcraft mirror opener is a very reasonable, solid thing to be doing. Like that game played out in practice exactly how I expected it to. Even with my opponent having a somewhat aggressive start, they were not remotely enough to run me down, and then I had all of the healing and stuff help me stabilize, which all the healing and stuff let me stabilize, which meant I had plenty of time to leverage all of my bombs. The Portalcraft mirror is basically never ending before someone has a chance to absolutely get this massive grind fest going.
This brings me back.
Wow, this hand is honestly perfect, right? If they're the aggro Dragoncraft deck, we are about to give them a massive run for their money. We have a 1-drop into a 2-drop into a 3 into a extra play point Doomright. And if they're the ramp Dragoncraft deck, I have pressure here to attack them early. Is this deck harder to play than Forest? So the deck it's very different to play than Forest. So Forest has one big complicated turn. The artifact deck is more so about being able to identify what your game plan is over the course of multiple turns. So Forest has a big single lethal counting turn. Because we have the amulet in our deck that lets us deal damage when we fuse, we don't want to fuse artifacts in advance here unless we're gonna overdrop. So I'm not fusing these. Because if we top deck that amulet, it's good for us.
Ouch. Am I stronger?
I think I want to position aggressively against... I think I want to position aggressively against the ramp dragon deck. So I'm going to fuse this with 2 1s, which gets me the beta artifact. And the beta artifact's a 4/4 that domes my opponent for 3. And then we're going to go ahead and play the Doomright Ward, which when I evolve this, it puts a copy of an artifact from my hand into play. So we'll get to do this, which gives me a 4/4. So we'll get to hit this, and then this 4/4 is going to hit their face. And this is the sweet part about artifacts is, again, you gotta figure out what is your role in the matchup that you're playing. Are you the aggressive deck? If so, you're doing things like beta artifacts, or are you the controlling deck? In which case, you're making things that heal you typically. How aggressive do I want to be here? I think the answer is pretty aggressive, right? I think it's crack you for 4, and then I'm gonna play this, and I'm gonna put another beta artifact into play, and I'm gonna kill their 5/1.
Fate is in our hands.
Possibility.
So this kills this, and then they go to 10.
Never forgets.
They're hitting overflow next turn. Don't tell me stuff I know. Tell me why that's useful to know. What should I be concerned with when they hit overflow? What should I be playing around?
What honor is there in solitude?
Witness my kung fu.
That's a 7/12.
Scale cleaver, bane of dragons.
Are they dead? Pretty close to it, yeah? I'm gonna pause and figure out if I have lethal this turn. I don't think I have lethal this turn. I think I'm playing this Striker artifact. Oh, did I have lethal with the Super Evo? I might have had lethal with the Super Evo. I didn't count that. I failed in my roll assessment here. Oh, that was lethal with the Super Evo. My brain is so bad. That's fine. It'll be fine. We're super ahead. I definitely had lethal with the Super Evo there for the +3.
Stand proud.
You've heard this. All right, cool. And I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. A lot of people told me I underranked Forestcraft, calling it B tier because it can be incredibly powerful when you play perfectly, and I think that's true. However, that game really highlights why artifacts are A tier in my opinion, because a deck that's truly powerful is going to carry you to wins through making some mistakes.
This too.
And that's what I did not play that game perfectly. We called out some of my mistakes as I made them. There's so many things to consider, but the power of my deck was able to push me through making some mistakes. Let's throw the deck list up on the screen here. We're going to continue grinding this one into A tier this morning. Appreciate everybody hanging out after these adverts roll. If you're watching on the YouTube side, you're enjoying the Shadowverse gameplay on the regular, make sure you tap the like button. It's an easy, free way for you to help my content grow and make this a sustainable part of my schedule. I would love to keep doing Shadowverse stuff on the regular. Appreciate the folks that have liked and commented and are showing up every day to watch. Is the Battle Pass worth it? If you have gems to buy the Battle Pass, it's the best use of those gems in the game, yes. Gives you the most stuff for the in-game resources you can spend. Burnite could have been a concern when they hit 7, sure. But she sweeps the board, then we still have plenty of follow-up, right? And it's not like I was taking game actions. I could take game actions to play around something like Burnite, right? Can you Super Evo and Evo? Yes, so an effect like Doomrite Ward that triggers on regular evolve also triggers when you Super Evolve. But, oh, you're saying I didn't miss lethal in that last one because both my things were evolved? Yes, you're correct. So I actually didn't miss with the Super Evo because both of my Doomrite Wards were evolved already. You're right. You can't Evo the same thing twice. Haha! I thought I missed something, but I didn't. What Portal version is best for ladder right now? So anecdotally, my favorite Portal build right now is the pure Puppets build, but I haven't played a ton with this artifact deck yet. So check back in like an hour. We'll see what my opinion is. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they're both fine.
Justice for all the dimensions.
We have much to discuss.
Another Portalcraft beer. I think I'm gonna keep the Doomrite Wards. I'm gonna mulligan these two, looking for some cheaper things that generate some artifacts for us, which is exactly what we drew. Perfect. Oh, you could have had lethal in that last game by using the Doomrite with the Rush artifact plus the beta and then still playing Stream of Life. Yeah, that would have gotten us across the finish line. Good catch.
I'm armed
We'd have gotten 3 from the beta. We would have still cleared their blocker. We'd have attacked them for 8, and then our artifact would have done the last 3. We also could have had a Super Evo in there for an extra 1 point, so we technically had 12 points on that last one. I could play Stream of Life to use some energy and push a point to their face, but 1 point to their face probably doesn't matter, and saving Stream of Life for killing something like a Uni here is significantly better.
Don't move. See you tomorrow. Lol.
And then I'm at 9 cards in hand here, so we'll go ahead and fuse 2 of these so I don't end up overdrawing next turn.
I'll be your mentor.
I think I'm gonna take an aggressive posture here to start. So I'm gonna fuse this into these. And then I'm gonna go ahead and play the Doomwright.
The curious artificer dons their mask.
We'll evolve and drop the beta.
Activate. Enhance. Fire.
So which 5-cost artifact you get is decided by how you fuse. So the healing artifact is a 3 plus a 1. The beta artifact is a 3 plus 2 twos, and the gamma artifact is a 3 plus a 3. And the thing to keep in mind that's a little wonky when you're first thinking about how artifacts in this game work is that the beta artifact and the gamma artifact technically take the same number of gears to make, because you could fuse 2 1s into a 3. So when you have 4 1s, they can be 2 3s or a 3 plus 2 1s. Is the thing that's a little bit screwy to think about. So because 1 plus 1 equals 3, it means 4 1s can be a beta or a gamma. I think I'm just gonna continue putting a bunch of pressure to their face. Because it looks like they're playing puppet, so I really want to kill them before they can start Orcusing me.
Fate is in our hands.
Possibility. Such
You know, honestly, and I need to decide how I'm fusing here. I need to decide how I'm fusing here because I'm gonna overdraw otherwise. I think I'm actually just gonna get another beta artifact, which means I'm not working towards the big bot, but it means when my Realmia comes down, she's gonna chunk them for just a ton of damage.
This land is both cradle and grave.
So they gained 4 from that, and then I assume they're gonna evolve, and this lets them wipe my board.
Why seek to fall from paradise?
Oh, they only regular evolve. Well, that's really good for me. They're saving their supers for their Orcus, is what they're doing. Okay, so I'm going to play. I honestly think I'm just gonna keep an immense amount of pressure on them. I think it's Doomwright into super, drop another beta, and then I'm dealing 5 to them here. They take 1 from this hit. They take 1 here. They take 3 here. I need to fuse my artifacts again.
Only ransom I take is blood.
And then next turn, I'm threatening Realmia with a bunch of betas, and then I can just play 2 betas eventually as well. So I assume they're gonna tap this play point and Orcus super evolve us. And then our goal here is to just run them down through that.
And gain their heart. Let down your
They're gonna have to spend, they're not spending their Orcus to pressure me because I'm pressuring them.
Let down your guard.
impressive.
They need to kill my stuff here.
Never forgive.
So Ralmia gives me 3 artifact copies. Then she gives my artifacts +1/+1. Do I die if I don't kill the Orcus? Do I have to kill the Orcus? Second Orcus isn't lethal if I leave the Orcus in play, right? That's only 15. Yeah, I think it's this.
Eat my stardust.
And I think it's this.
Activate. Enhance. Fire.
Activating auxiliary engines.
And I think I do this. Hit you. Hit you. And then they take 6 here down to 3. Meaning if they just play Orcus, I'm not dead to the Super Evo, and they're dead to another beta just being played next turn. So, just to count here, this is 8, and if they Super Evolve another Orcus, she's 1 plus another 7. So they can only do 16 here with an Orcus. They would get an 8 ball plus a point from Super Evolving, +1 from their Lloyd, and then +6 from the 2 other ones it makes. And that is where a lot of the skill in this game comes from, and being good in spots like this is knowing your opponent's output range and being like, okay, I can make this play and not be dead to their combat output. We lost to a double Puppet Shield. That's so unlikely. Losing to double Puppet Shield is not something you're ever supposed to play around there.
This too is the power of the heart.
These first few games have really done a stellar job of showcasing the output range of this artifact deck, where we had that one where we built up a bunch of healing and we stayed alive, and then this one we're like, okay, we're the beat down here, we're making a bunch of beta artifacts, we're chunking our opponent every turn for as much as possible, and we're running them out of the game.
Justice for all the dimensions.
Welcome to Hades. Spirits.
So, if the rest of my hand didn't have an aggressive curve, I would mulligan this looking for cheaper things, but you usually want an Orcus on 8, and with a 1, 2, 3 to keep us alive into Abyss early, I think I like the guaranteed Orcus for turn 7 when we're going second here.
Looking for a spark of inspiration. Right in the kiss.
Hit their face, kill their thing. The more common Abyss deck is a little bit more mid-rangey. Going up and playing Cerberus is a little bit bigger shell. So while they can have aggressive starts, usually you have time.
Got claws. Right in the kiss.
Saying it for you at home, as well as the benefit of myself, you don't want to merge your gears ahead of time in this deck, because we're playing 2 of the amulet, that when we fuse, we deal 2 to something on the board at random. So kind of waiting to make that decision has some value. Now I might want to spend my energy on this.
Right in the kisser.
I do want to fuse this turn, because if they kill this one, she adds a gear to my hand, and then I'd overdraw. I'm not strikering to kill this. My artifacts have so much value in my hand.
Ding dong, ding dong. Now this will watch over you.
So I'm getting an extra point back next turn, so this is a use it or lose it. We're gonna go ahead and play the Sylvie. Do I want to gain 4, or do I want to draw some cards? I think I need to draw some cards in the spot that I'm in.
This land is both cradle and grave.
I mean, I do need to merge an artifact here for the sake of not overdrawing next turn. Oh, I actually need to merge twice in case they kill this. Yeah, so we're gonna go up into a gamma here. I think I'm gonna burn an evolution to keep my life total a little bit high here as well, since I've fused out of the option to have a healing artifact in the short term.
I'd mourn for you. I am keeper. You are not forgotten. To me.
They have the Reapers, sack a thing to kill a thing.
Is what it is.
Now this will be a feast. Right in the kisser. Ellie?
I think I'm just gonna Sylvie. Put myself back up to 19 here.
Cradle and grave.
Yeah, at least up to 5 points of damage here. Yes, the opponent's deck sets up big burst turns with Cerberus, but they're extra scary if they have the cemetery in play. So we will want to keep our defense as high as possible.
Dude, watch the thingamajig.
I think I'm gonna Orcus.
I lost my strengths.
It's a little aggressive, but they're at 15.
Guard.
Fate is in our hands.
I want to be heard. Let down your guard. Come back.
I think because their life total is low here, I actually want to put 2 points on this to get 3 to their face here.
Chains to ash and boredom to dust. Let's toast them. We can flame them good. It's really heating up now. I'll char everything to a crispy wop. I'll rough you up.
They're gonna heal a lot. Actually, they're gonna pressure my life total here because we're racing, is what's going on. Well, that was a pretty good draw. Do I die to second Cerberus next turn if I don't heal? I don't think so. 5. I think it's just this probably.
Lost my strengths and gained a heart. Let down your guard.
In the name of hope.
I want to be heard. Let down your guard. That was a blast! Come back.
One evolution left here. The fact that I committed to the Gamma and not the healing artifact was probably a mistake. Yeah, I think second Cerberus might get us here.
We can flame them good. Are you having any fun yet? I'll char everything to a crispy wop. I'll rough you up.
Yeah, I think we're dead here. I don't think I have a way to take this off the board. And these represent 4 to my face. They probably have a Storm Unit or some other bird too. We're dead like 2 different ways. Even if we figure out a way to clean this, I'm still just at such a low life total. This being at 9's a big deal because Doomrite is only 4 plus 3 is 7.
Only ransom I take is blood. I'm armed for a freaking circus.
Activate.
This lets me kill their board.
Bottomless ammo. Bottomless tough luck. Never forgive. Follow me.
Alright. I'm at 6. We could be dead here. I played to my out. This is good. This is as good as we could do.
You would take my hand. I treat all my
Chip in a chair, hope in a prayer.
Of memories.
I can keep this up all day. A gentle heat blooms within me.
Major
Upon the
bummer.
blue rose.
Don't move.
Stream of life. I think it's just Doomrite again, yeah?
Follow me. Made a narrow escape.
They have 6. I'm dead to the deal 3. Then I have a way to not be dead to the deal 3. I don't know.
You're simply delusional.
Be still. Be still.
It's funny, the card games change, but the gamer's taking lots of needless game actions when they have you dead to rights stays exactly the same. The slow rolls are immense. That was a close game. I think with slightly different fuses, I could have a chance to win that game.
Justice for all the dimensions. This brings me back.
I think we mulligan Orcus against dragons. That could be aggressive. Honestly, even against the ramp build, I don't love it. Yeah, what a perfect curve here. We're going first.
Looking for a spark of inspiration.
Yeah, you've been liking this game so far. This game is the best traditional card game I've played in a long time. If you're one of my old timers who liked Magic the Gathering or Runeterra, I think you will absolutely love this game.
Is that a jingling purse I hear?
Tough luck.
We are the control deck here. I am going to exchange my resources to kill their things and keep my life total high.
Steel against steel.
Is just a bullet for my Valentine here? I think so.
This is the new me. Right in the kitchen.
Fuse one of these so we don't overdraw next turn.
Stay close. I'll do
Too
it.
slow.
No one will get past us.
I think I just prioritize healing here. Are you looking to join their tournament structure? I mean, I'm gonna play their asynchronous tournaments when it's convenient. And for the short term, I'll be making content at least. We'll see what the long term brings. Content numbers have only been okay. But while there's not another big thing, okay is good enough.
Such craftsmanship.
This is a new me.
The best way if you enjoy my Shadowverse content and want to see me keep you out of the regular past watching every day, consider subscribing to the channel. The Twitch side direct support's a big part of what lets this be my job. I didn't fuse another one, so I bricked the draw here because I'm talking to chat.
What? Think I shine too brightly?
It's unfortunate. Hopefully it's not a good one, he says, before bricking an Orcus.
Am I stronger?
I'm sad to lose that, but could be worse, I suppose. Sure, it wasn't an Orcus. I kind of just don't have anything better to do with my resources this turn. There's no way I'm doom raiding, right? I'm definitely not playing anything out for free. I might just be this. With the healing in hand, I can take a hit.
Spark of inspiration.
Losing that bullet could be game losing. We'll see. There's a chance I could really need that.
Stay close, Otohime.
One strike fatality.
For Otohime.
So we're gonna take 8 down to 11 here, and then I'm gonna heal to 14.
Dude, watch the thingamajigs.
Oh, that's a big deal. Now I need to evolve this. So we do this to put these into play, which heals me plus deals 3 to their board. I need to kill this though.
You like stupid
Lol. Major bummer.
Then we go to 14 and clear their stuff. And then next turn, I can fuse a second alpha artifact, which will let me,
Eat my vapor trail.
He gave me direction.
It's a lot of damage. Oh, was that the best draw on my deck? I think that was the best draw on my deck.
This land is
These have intimidate, meaning I can't attack them directly. Almost punished for not having the bullet, but
ambition.
Sylvia off the top, here to bail us out potentially. I blame you for getting me into Pocket, but I forgive you for getting me into Shadowverse. It's a real good one. All right, so fuse this with this. Put Realmia into play, dropping all 3 of these.
Stand proud. You earned this.
Just that infinite healing portion of the game.
This too is the power of the heart.
We should leave a ward artifact in case they top deck a big dragon. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I was going to. They were out of Evos, right?
For all the dimensions.
It's a game.
Opponent's playing
Enjoy
Haven.
yourself.
Definitely mulliganing Stream of Life. I think I'm mulliganing Realmia too. I want to top deck her later. I'll keep the 2 and the Doomright board. This is a matchup where we are likely the beatdown, meaning we want to pressure our opponent out of the game aggressively. Means we're going to want to prioritize crafting beta artifacts typically, unless something goes screwy. With them having Pact of the Beast Princess here, we're actually pretty happy to have redrawn Stream of Life. Because 1 plus that will clean this. Although I'm probably just doing this next turn, yeah. So I'll do this and then I'll stream here just to spend my energy, I think. Since I have the Doomright Ward. We were at 5 and gaining 6, Jace. I had 2 healing things in that last game. Extra energy. Play this.
Curious artificer dons their mask.
I think I am. Like I said, I'm gonna take this really aggressive slant here. We're gonna craft a beta to start. Drop this. I could have made a gamma to kill this, but I think I'd rather hit their face for 3 than keep this at more HP. I'm getting to hit them in the face for 4? That's lovely.
Such craftsmanship. The curious artificer dons their mask.
This is really aggressive, but I think that's the role we want to have here. I'm not at risk of overdrawing, so I can end my turn. This is their play their 6 energy card, sweep the board turn. Just a Soul Cure Sister is really good for us. I assume they're going to burn an Evo and attack.
Seeing stars? Wonderful.
And then I have a bullet for my Valentine queued up here. So I get to go ahead and clear this.
Feeling better now?
And now I'm hard committing to the burn plan, right? So I'm basically saying we're not going to get to the 10 drop artifact. I'm fusing 2 of these into another beta. And then I've got 2 Doomright Resurgence here to drop these that I have a Realmia to follow it up to. So we've just got like 6 instant speed to the face here for the next 3 turns. Plus a couple of super evos to get chip shops in.
Fly forth into an endless sky.
Come on, for old time's sake.
Brace yourself.
So they're gonna hit us for 6 here, which is not nothing. They do 2 plus 4. I think I have to take a pause on hitting their life total to Sylvie and clean up the board. But that's fine. That's why we have super heroes. I think I have enough cards in my hand to kill them at this point, so I'm just gonna heal myself here so I don't accidentally die while we're burning them out. So this kills 2 things when we super evolve her, and then she gets to attack.
Ambition.
I leave the rest to you.
So they're up 1 regular Evo, but we have a ton of pressure. Like I ranked in my recent Dex tier list, I think Haven's the worst class right now. It has some powerful pieces at the top end like Janine, but the supporting cast around it is just really, really kind of clunky. Yeah, we actually have a really sick setup here now. I can Ralmia next turn to drop 2 betas, and then on turn 9 I can double Doomright to drop 4 betas.
It is what it is.
Although with that play, I think I pivot from that plan. I think it's bullet
I've longed for this.
into energy Doomright.
Follow me.
So they need to gain 5 here. They need more than 5 actually, right? They need to gain 6 because I can deal 7 next turn with the 2 betas plus Ralmia's super attack potentially.
This too is the power of the heart. Justice for all the dimensions.
Sword! I'm gonna mulligan Orcus. I feel like the sword matchup has to be the Ancient Cannon matchup, so I think I'm gonna keep it and we'll see how it feels. If not now, when? This hand seems pretty ideal at stunting their initial onslaught.
Stick to your path, no matter the hardships.
I think I just cleaned their board, right? Kill this trade.
To the shores of victory. Not all is lost.
We're the control deck in this matchup. Meaning, we want to prolong the game and make trades on board to keep our health total high.
No matter the hardships.
Okay, and then we play her, and then next turn, I have extra energy, Ancient Cannon, fuse a bunch of stuff, and murder their board. So every time we fuse something, this is gonna deal 2 to a random enemy follower.
Honor has no place on the battlefield. Is here.
To the shores of victory.
Damn, that hurts. Am I strong?
And then 3 fuses empties their board.
To the shores of victory. Not all is lost.
This does mean I have to commit to which artifact I'm getting now, but I think I'm fine committing to the Gamma for the time being when their board is empty and I have 19 HP. We want to get a Gamma and an Alpha in our hand ASAP to give us the option of defensive
The
artifacts.
Lord Commander dons her mask. Currently, this world lacks
So we'll do
inspiration.
this. We'll fuse this. We'll fuse this.
I yield.
Am I evolving? I can't decide if I'm evolving. I don't think I am. I might have actually been wrong to play this. It might have been better to go 2-3. This is close.
Activate.
It could be right to pass.
Possibility.
We're not getting a ton of value out of the heal or the board sweep. I think I messed up when I played this. I think I was supposed to play the 2 plus the 3 to keep this in the tank. Because this is my only way to cheat an artifact into play. So now I have 0 ways to cheat artifacts into play in my hand right now, which means spending this resource was probably wrong.
I'm here to spread the love.
Repent.
My star is the star of paradise.
Yep.
This kitten's got claws. Perfect shot.
Ouch! Only ransom I take is blood.
So use these, kill that.
I leave the rest to you.
I think we're still at a fine spot. I didn't use my resources as efficiently as I could have. Because I didn't, we're not as far ahead as I could be. And so I am still ahead, just not by as much as I would like to be.
Here.
To the shores of victory.
Goes.
Even fate shall fall to this blade. Never forgive.
Like, if you ever want a measuring stick for how far ahead you are, the fact that I don't need to super evo here to answer their board is like a really big deal, right? So I get to go ahead and bullet this one,
This is not the end.
and then I can go ahead and do this,
Got claws.
and this lets me go hit
Shot.
here,
You gotta be kidding.
and then I can go fuse this, hit one of them.
I demand.
Honestly, I might leave them the 1/1 because I kind of like having the flexibility to go into a beta potentially. Nah, an extra healing one's probably fine. I don't think I'm gonna need a big. I might want a big bot. That's close.
Not all is lost.
Pierce through the heart of darkness. Find my blade.
Forged in steel.
Hmm. %to be happy with this choice. Cool.
Oath is fulfilled.
I lost my strengths and gained a heart. Let down your guard.
Fate is in our hands.
That's a really awkward play that I'm making just because of this. We'll see if my poor decision making catches up with me this game. We've had some slops.
Oath is fulfilled.
Is this to be my
If they hit like a Gito, we could maybe be in trouble, but I also have triple Orcus, so we're probably fine. I just need to find a couple more ways to produce artifacts, or ways to cheat the artifacts into play. Alright, cry havoc and set loose the dogs of
Stick to
war.
your path, no matter the hardships.
I lost my strengths and gained a heart. Let down your guard.
Oh, I guess this is a free point. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I think my biggest mistake this game was that turn I dropped the Doombright Ward and didn't do the 3 plus the 2 instead. And we ended up losing my Doombright Ward for minimal value. There's been a lot of choices this game, but I think that's the big standout in my mind of, oh, I messed up.
The Lord Commander dons her mask.
Pluie de paix.
Reason.
To the shores of victory!
Help is here.
To the shores of victory! Not all is
It's
lost.
a weird attack.
Come back.
To the shores of victory!
The second Ancient Cannon might be to put into play here.
Not all
I gave
is
up
lost.
5 points of damage to guaranteed clear their board here, which may or may not be correct. I could die to running Owlbears. Is the
Heaven's wrath will fall heavy on your head.
Repent.
The hour of reckoning approaches.
The curious artificer dons their mask.
so I fuse this. And then I think it's this. Get a copy of my healing artifact.
Possibility.
And then I'm gonna play the ward artifact out.
Such craftsmanship.
Is this the end?
Because now I'm not dead to Owlbear, right? Because they're out of Evos.
Hour of reckoning, pops.
To the shores of victory! To the shores of victory!
Owlbear's only 6 off the top.
I was overconfident.
And now we just work towards the big one, yeah? So I'm not dead to Owlbear so long as I clear their board. So I'll go fuse.
Not all is lost.
I mean, is there any reason to gain life or anything here? I don't think so, right? And I don't want to fuse yet because I can clear their board with the fuse. YouTube chat is getting aggressively wrong on the other side. Yeah, some of them are playing 7 power storm card could get us. I don't think I play around that. I think I just chill for a turn,
We fear the dark because
and then we make the big bot, and then once we live this turn, we can't lose. Centaur could have killed us, but that doesn't mean we're right to play around it.
My oath is fulfilled.
All paths lead to extinction.
I lacked
The
foresight.
Great Purge.
If I have this, and even if they answer this, we have Orcus as a follow-up. I think this game was another good example of this archetype being really strong because
To the shores of victory.
I definitely had a number of slops
To the shores of
that is
victory.
dragging us across the finish line. All right, another Geno means we're playing a game.
I lost my strength and gained a heart. Let down your guard.
Activate. Enhance. Fire.
I want to be heard. Let down your guard.
Now Orcus is lethal. No, no is the answer to your question. She is not lethal.
I was overconfident.
I must stay strong.
Orcus is lethal. No, no.
Not all is lost.
Again, I mentioned earlier that the second cannon might have been a mistake. I don't know. I think all roads are leading towards Rome here.
Pierce through the heart of darkness.
Oaths
By
are
my blade.
forged in steel. My oath is fulfilled.
Honor has no place on the battlefield.
They are. We're playing a game. I made enough mistakes this game that we are still playing.
The curious artificer dons their mask.
My oath is fulfilled.
I think we got him. Yeah. Again, I guess they could have another Amalia. Another Amalia would do it. They've only played 2 Amalias, right? Yep.
Impressive.
Young
Yep.
Paragon dons his mask.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh! They've got a bunch of live draws. We're dead to Owlbear.
Good little dove should be in bed by now.
Dude, watch the thingamajigs.
Something that makes gears. That makes gears, right?
This burden is mine to bear.
Alright, so this kills their board.
I leave the rest to you.
Oh, you can't use this without 2 artifacts to put into play? Wow, I didn't know that. Huh. Do I have to play this? They've only played 1 owlbear, meaning I'm better. They're a little better than 1 in 8 to kill me if I don't play this.
Soldiers, lend me your courage. We fear the dark because it has let me aid
Forged
you.
in steel.
God, that's incredible.
I'm armed for a freaking circus.
Stop it! Fuck you! Oh man, is that frustrating?
My oath is fulfilled. My oath is fulfilled.
That's beyond ridiculous. That's unreal. God, their draws have just been so fucking stupid.
I have no regrets.
I think that's it. I don't think we have any draws. I messed this game up at several points. GG opponent. The opponent played that really well. I know it's really easy to focus on the fact that I got pretty unlucky at the end there, but I think the opponent played this game really well, and I had a couple of really key points where I made mistakes that we talked about. And my mistakes gave my opponent a window to claw back into that game. And they were able to play well and draw well, and we got punished for the mistakes that I made. This deck's super fun. It's got so many different lines in it. I feel like the end of that last game, and obviously I'm a little biased, but I kind of want to switch. I kind of want to switch this 2-3 split here. The cannon was really good in the sword matchup there. It was part of the reason why we were able to claw the way back that we did despite my mistakes, but I think I'm gonna swap. I think I'm gonna swap these two. I mean, it's in a game like that really lets you highlight what type of gamer you want to be. You can complain that we got unlucky with Ancient Cannon. You can complain that my opponent's draws were well, or you can choose to be reflective and look back at the 100 different decisions I made that game and be like, I should have made better choices in key spots here, and I would have gotten ahead. My opponent would not have had the window to get lucky if I had played better. And you can't control where your Ancient Cannons hit. You can't control what your opponent draws, but you can control your decisions. And if you want to get better at games, you got to focus on the things that you have agency over, not on the variance. All right, I'm going to roll an advert. I'm going to make this swap, and I think we're going to play something else for the next leg of the Shadowverse this morning. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. If you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying the gameplay and the Shadowverse stuff, make sure you tap the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps the content reach some more people. Appreciate the 50 folks that have done that already this morning.